Hello and welcome to the Sacred Sexuality Project. I am Mark Quepit and I am here to help you live a higher expression of your sexuality. And today what I've got is a little Q&A for you guys. So here's a message that I got. I've been addicted to porn for over a decade now, and it has really affected my sex life with my wife of 2.5 years. But now, having discovered your site and communities such as NoFap, I'm starting to have the hope that this might be the year I actually kick the habit. Second, my question. My wife has the body of a porn star, well, almost, but she doesn't act like one. For me, that is what makes me prefer porn over her. Something that certainly caught me by surprise when we got married. It would be a real turn-on if my wife could tease me in the same way that the models porn stars do on camera. I've casually suggested this to her and she's made an effort, but she always ends up acting goofy and not taking it seriously, which actually turns me off. But I understand it's just her way of dealing with her insecurity about it. I almost want to send her one of my favorite porn clips and ask her to try and emulate their behavior, but I feel like I just can't do that. What do you think? Am I just being selfish and expecting too much of her? Well, this is actually a really good question because I can understand where you're coming from. You want to be satisfied in your sexuality, but you also recognize that you want the porn out of your life. And what I'm really seeing here is that you're trying to keep the advantages of porn, the stuff that turns you on about porn, by transferring it onto your wife so that it's going to be kind of easier for you to get rid of the porn. At least that's what I'm seeing here. Anyway, there's sort of two options to approach the idea of you being dissatisfied in your sex life, okay? You can either have your wife change and match your tastes, or you can change your tastes to match your wife. And I think the answer here is probably a bit of a balance between the two. So the first thing to look at is how porn is affecting you. The fact that you're watching porn probably regularly, even though you're trying to quit, it sounds like you're not really there yet. And when you're watching porn regularly, what that's going to do is you are going to adapt to what you are seeing there. And porn is a fantasy, and the stuff that can happen there is going to be rather different than what you're going to get in real life. So the fact that you're watching porn automatically means that you are going to be comparing your wife to it. And it's this comparison between porn and your wife that is causing you stress, that is causing you problems. You see, without that comparison, you just have your wife. And then when you just have your wife, you can start to appreciate her for who she is and start to see the true beauty and sexiness that she naturally has and not worry about how she stacks up to these fantasy women that you're seeing when you're watching porn. Now, so that's one thing. Just by quitting the porn and rebooting your brain, you're going to be resensitized to your wife and all of her natural charm. So that's how you can shift your tastes to match your wife. Now, on the flip side, where you get her to match more of your natural preference, it's all about how you're going to go about doing that. Okay, so let's look at what would happen if you did send her one of the porn clips you like. Well, you already mentioned that she is somewhat insecure with trying to shift how she behaves in bed. So how do you think she's going to feel if you show her this porn star and tell her to be more like that person? Do you think she's going to be more confident, or do you think she'll actually just be more insecure? Because my assumption here is that she'd probably just end up being more insecure because now she knows, oh man, he wants me to act like this porn star. I'm not a porn star. I don't know how to do this kind of stuff. I'm not comfortable with that. And I can see that honestly making the problem a lot worse. So my recommendation here is for you to figure out how you can make your wife feel more comfortable, how you can make her feel more in tune and connected with you. Focus on enhancing both sides of the intimacy here. You're asking her to do something for you. What are you doing for her? There's got to be a give and a take on both sides of this equation. You have to be working together from a mutual interest for enhanced intimacy. And by doing this, it's going to be more of a collaborative process where you're both going to be working to make the other person happy. And if that balance is really there, then chances are she's going to feel much more secure, much more loved and accepted by you. And, the way you do that is by taking care of her. And then by doing that, she's going to want to take care of you. So at that point, you can always try and re-suggest the things that maybe turn you on and stuff like that. But it's all about how you do it. You know, she has to be comfortable with it. She has to be feeling like it's a two-way street. And if you really focus on doing that, then I think that through these two things, quitting porn and then enhancing this mutual intimacy, you're going to be in a much better place. So, hope that helped. Peace. Stay clean.